Good morning, babe. You better come home soon. I move in July to the new apartment. Better view. I hope to have the RV by September. It's going to be small, but we both will fit perfectly, like the bench in the ambulance. LOL. Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification button so you don't miss any of my videos. Shout out to all my subscribers. Special shout out to all my members. Thanks for being a part of the foodie community. You're getting early access to some content, exclusive content, special shout outs, and member shorts. Check out the link in the description box to join. Hello guys, I'm back to talk about another quote-unquote victim of Ernesto Williams with initials OW. Her property that Ernesto allegedly stole was at one of the Pine Grove addresses that was searched after Nesto was arrested. So we're going to read this fine document that DA Will Wooten submitted to the courts. And we're going to find out, well, how did they find anything out about Olivia? How did they connect her to Ernesto and come to the conclusion that she is one of Ernesto's victims? So I started by reading one of the texts from Sonya regarding an ambulance. She sent that text to Ernesto 5/26/24, and she was still hopeful that her man was going to get out of jail soon. Oh my God. Nesto was allowed to use this lady's motorcycle for an undetermined amount of time in exchange for his ambulance for her to live in. About 5/4/2022. By then, Sonya and Nesto had already Sonya and Nesto had already contaminated the ambulance, y'all. This is some nasty. Oh, this is so gross. All right, let's get into this, y'all. Let's get into it. All right, so here's how Olivia's situation reads on the RICO. It's Act 55. On or about May 4th, 2022, Ernest Williams did commit the felony offense of theft by taking in violation of OCGA 16-8-2 in Forsyth County, Georgia, by unlawfully taking a 2021 Harley-Davidson FLT RXS vehicle, the property of Olivia Washington, the value of which exceeded $24,999.99, with the intention of depriving said owner of said property. This was an act of racketeering activity pursuant to OCGA. No, Olivia was not where it started or stopped with old fraudulent Nesto, but she is on the RICO. And of course, Olivia Washington is on the witness list, number 22. So if you look at line 11, R.J. Chambly is on the witness list from Forsyth County Sheriff's Office, where Olivia Washington filed her report for her stolen motorcycle. Well, Nesto was out here scamming hard. Oh, and I'm sorry, J.M. Trump, who also investigated the stolen motorcycle from Forsyth County Sheriff's Office, is on the witness list. Whew, Lord have mercy, y'all. Nesto was going hard in 22, baby. And he would have kept going and going and going and going. If people did not, go to the police, file reports, this wouldn't have happened. Not, when it did anyway. Maybe somewhere else down the line. So we know Will Wooten submitted a document or filed a document which was the state's response to defendant's supplemental brief to suppress vehicle search and all derivative evidence. So Ernesto Williams has been accused of many crimes and has a RICO situation with the Superior Court of Fulton County in the state of Georgia. His attorney, Sean Hoover, filed a motion to dismiss or throw out all the evidence obtained during the search of the vehicle Nesto was driving, a Ford F-350. So the judge could not make a decision when they had the hearing and asked Sean Hoover to express or disclose what evidence exactly he wanted suppressed. And Will Wooten, the prosecutor, stated that even if they were to suppress all the evidence they obtained from the F-350, he would still have ample evidence to convict or find Ernesto Williams guilty of a lot of these charges: the forgery, the fraud, the theft by taking, bigamy, amongst other charges. So we've been picking apart this document. So I will not read the beginning of this document. I want to discuss another alleged victim. And the defendant appears to assert that certain evidence. Now, when Sean Hoover did his brief or tried to include the information that needed to be suppressed, he listed off who Roswell Police Department interviewed during their investigation, but with some of the victims, he didn't include he didn't disclose how they were related to the evidence found in the truck. So he kind of left himself wide open, and he kind of provided information that would help the prosecution, because Will Wooten came right back and said, well, this victim, Olivia Washington, nothing that we're using to prove you're guilty was obtained from the F-350. So let me read that. The defendant appears to assert that certain evidence and testimony related to victim Olivia Washington should be suppressed if the court determines that the Ford F-350 was unlawfully seized. Defendant's supplemental brief at 3. The defendant does not identify what evidence or testimony should be suppressed, but instead merely states that Ms. Washington was interviewed by Roswell Police Department on August 27, 2022, nearly 2 months after the search of the Ford F-350 regarding a 2021 Harley-Davidson FLT RXS motorcycle the defendant stole from her. The defendant's motion fails to articulate in writing specific facts connecting the interview of Ms. Washington to the search of the Ford F-350 as required by statute, OCGA 17-5-30. To the extent the defendant may argue that evidence and testimony related to Ms. Washington was derived from the search warrant executed at 980 Pine Grove Road, and that said search warrant relied on evidence obtained from the Ford F-350, his argument fails both legally and factually. Legally, for the reasons set forth more fully in Section 7 below. The defendant lacks standing to challenge the 980 Pine Grove Road search because that residence was procured by fraud, and in any case, the search warrant for 980 Pine Grove Road did not rely on any evidence located in the Ford F-350. Factually, Ms. Washington was not interviewed because of any evidence located in the Ford F-350, but instead because she independently reported her motorcycle stolen to the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office, which prompted Roswell Police Department officers to contact her. As such, nothing related to Ms. Washington is subject to suppression. Ms. Washington purchased a 2021 Harley-Davidson FLT RXS motorcycle on May 6, 2021. And we will look at that exhibit, Exhibit L. Vehicle, title, and tag information, bill of sale. On August 26, 2022, Ms. Washington called the police to report that the defendant had stolen her motorcycle. This is August of 2022. This was after Nesto was arrested. See Exhibit M. She stated that on May 4, 2022, she agreed to let the defendant use her motorcycle while she borrowed an ambulance that was in his possession. An ambulance. Ms. Washington then attempted to get her motorcycle back from the defendant because the ambulance had an expired tag and no insurance and was therefore undrivable, but she was unable to contact or locate the defendant. As disclosed in body-worn camera footage provided to the defendant in discovery, Detective Fields called Ms. Washington on August 27, 2022, the day after Ms. Washington made a report to the Forsyth County. Okay, let me see something here. So this body-worn camera that was provided to the defendant in discovery. So I'm guessing Detective Fields detailed, recorded, videoed her investigation when she called Miss Washington. Okay, I was trying to understand that. In that footage, Detective Fields explained she was contacting Miss Washington because Harley Davidson had contacted her after the motorcycle was reported stolen. Ms. Washington stated she had also sent a demand letter to the defendant's last known address. As set forth above, nothing related to Ms. Washington is subject to suppression. All evidence related to Ms. Washington either was known or reported prior to the seizure of the Ford F-350, would have inevitably been was discovered from a source independent of the Ford F-350, or is sufficiently attenuated such that any taint is cured. There's that word again, taint. I don't know. I'm not trying to be on Nesto's side at all, but the explanation of, I don't know. Doesn't it sound kind of strange to y'all? Now, of course, she was looking for Nesto. Olivia was looking for Nesto, and he was locked up. So she filed a police report. When she filed the police report or reported the motorcycle stolen, Harley Davidson contacted Detective Fields. And then Detective Fields wore a body cam and called Miss Washington. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess, but it just kind of seems like, I don't know. Maybe in essence, the search for Pine Grove Road or search at Pine Grove Road was because of the stuff they found in the F-350. But like Will Wooten said, because it was obtained fraudulently, it doesn't matter, Nesto. It doesn't matter. You're a fraud. You're gonna stay locked up. I guess I just was trying to figure out if what they found in the F-350 actually did lead to the search of Pine Grove Road, which I'm thinking it maybe did, because Will has not explained how else how else Detective Fields was able to say, aha, let me go search Pine Grove Road. Unless I'm missing something. Y'all can explain it to me in the chat. Unless I'm missing something. Because here he's basically just saying because the house was illegally obtained, it doesn't matter, what prompted us to search it, whether it was from the F-350 or not. I just want to know. I know that they have plenty of evidence outside of what they found in the white truck, but it seems like some of the stuff can kind of get muddled. Like a lot of the evidence might have come from the F-350, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter anyway. I just want to know for myself what led to the search of I want Will Wooten to say, or Detective Fields to say, why did they search 980 Pine Grove Road? That's just for me. All right, I'm only showing a piece of it because I don't want to have to put a blurb on the screen to not show her full name. But here is her vehicle title and tag information for the motorcycle. And I will block out her name on this one so that y'all can see that they got this motorcycle from the same place that Regina got her motorcycles from. So y'all noticing a coinky dink. And we were saying Nesto, oh, that was Sammy, Nicole, and Fifi's channel, where, you know, Nesto probably had relationships with all these dealerships where he was getting these vehicles from, you know. So here we go with Killer Creek, Harley Davidson again. Nesto builds some kind of relationship with these people, and they're so eager to make a sale, you know, because Nesto thinks everybody's hungry for money. So if you dangle money in front of them, they're going to bite, or they're going to do what he says. So these people are hard up for sale, so they're just going to believe whatever Nesto, lying ale, tells them. All right, Exhibit M is the report, incident investigation report to Forsyth County Sheriff's Office, crime incident theft by conversion. Theft by conversion. Let's see, time they reported 8/26/22 at 10:12 a.m. on a Friday. She last had her motorcycle May 5th, 2022. All right, let's see. All right, we see the value of this vehicle was $27,000. On at the bottom of the narrative says on 8/26/22, I took a report for theft by conversion, and on 8/26/22, I took a report. Okay, I read that part. I spoke with Olivia Washington. Olivia stated that 5/4/22, she was moving out of her house at the above address. A friend of hers, Ernesto Williams, was helping her out. He allowed her to use an ambulance of his with tag number blank for an undetermined length of time. In exchange, Olivia let Ernesto use her Harley-Davidson motorcycle with tag number blank for an undetermined amount of time. Since then, Olivia stated communication stopped with Ernesto. She tried calling him, and the number she had for him was disconnected. She does not know where he lives or works. Oh my God. Girl, if you don't, okay, let me not victim blame, but okay. Olivia stated that he left her with the ambulance with expired tag and no insurance, and she wants her motorcycle back. I requested that Olivia send me an email statement and photo of the motorcycle. I will add it to my report attachment folder when I receive it. Olivia said that she knew Ernesto sometimes drove a Ford truck with tag number blank. I attempted to contact the registered owner of that vehicle, Shirley Strawberry, but there was no answer. Olivia said that Shirley was Ernesto's wife. Nothing further. And that reporting deputy is R.J. Chambly. They have Nesto's description here. They spelled his name right. So that's the suspect list, and this is the related vehicle list. So I'm guessing that they found these vehicles at the 980 Pine Grove Road. They found the Harley Davidson. They found a 2017 Ford. Oh, okay, that's what he was driving. F-350 Super Style TK. And it has a value $0, I bet. Shirley Clark Strawberry. Height 5'5". Oh, she's 5'5". All right, and then a 2007 something Actera. That's his security vehicle, Nesto's Elite Private Security. This is the case supplemental report printed on August 29, 2022. Investigator J.M. Trump. Supplemental follow-up. I was assigned the case, 8/29/2022. I called the victim, Olivia Washington, to discuss this case. She stated that she met Ernest Williams in October of 2021 while delivering food with Uber Eats. She stated he held the door open for her and she struck up a conversation with him. Nesto think he's slick. She stated they became friends after that, but never were involved in any kind of romantic relationship. She stated that she met his wife, Shirley, as well. Really? Olivia told me that Ernest helped her out in April of 2022 when he purchased an ambulance that he gave to her after she was in a bad domestic violence situation. She stated that Ernest went with her when she went to buy a Harley-Davidson motorcycle, as she had never ridden a two-wheeler and only had experience with three-wheelers motorcycles. He borrowed the bike initially, and she stated when she asked him to bring it back, he was very apprehensive about it but brought it back. She stated that he borrowed the motorcycle again and still has not brought it back. She stated that she allowed him to borrow the motorcycle and they did not discuss how long or when he needed to bring it back. She stated that at this time, she hasn't been able to get in contact with him. Olivia stated she received a call on Saturday from a woman officer who told her Ernest was in jail in Fulton County. She provided me the number, blah, blah, blah. Olivia stated she lived at the above address when she loaned Ernest her motorcycle, but currently she is living in her ambulance in Snellville, Gwinnett County. Even though I'm quite sure the ambulance is better than being in a home where you're getting physically attacked, Nesto made it seem like he was being Mr. Charitable. And he made sure he mentioned it on a call, probably not once but twice, to Dion and maybe to Sonya as well, that he helped a homeless woman out and let her stay in his ambulance. Y'all remember that? Correct me if I'm wrong or add whatever details I'm missing. But Nesto mentioned this woman. He didn't mention her name. Didn't mention her name. But he's trying to tell his side of the story. You know. So this wasn't a business deal. This was not a civil situation. You gave this woman an ambulance that you probably stole. I want to know where the ambulance came from. She couldn't use it. So if that's not reason enough, I don't know what to tell you. You took her motorcycle and gave her the short end of the stick. But it's okay with your conscience because she was being abused. That's bull. All right, let's continue. While speaking with Olivia, I attempted to locate more information on Ernest on Clear, but did not find accurate information for him. There were multiple names that matched or were similar to it across the country. I called the number given to me by Olivia and spoke with Officer N. Fields with the Roswell Police Department. She advised that Ernest Williams is currently in jail in Fulton County on her warrants, and that she was part of an active investigation in multiple jurisdictions. On Officer Fields' warrants. And that he was part of an active investigation in multiple jurisdictions as he and, oh my God, who is this, y'all? Who is it? What name is blocked out, Lord Jesus? Somebody tell me. Please tell me. As he and blank were con artists and have been conning people out of money and property. Is it Erica? I'm getting all excited. Oh my God. Is it Erica? She stated that she has Olivia's motorcycle impounded at the time and has had it since July. It was impounded during a search warrant. I called Olivia back and advised her that Officer Fields would be handling the case and that the event in our jurisdiction would be a civil issue. I told her to reach out to Officer Fields about her motorcycle being released back to her. I advised her I will forward her a copy of the Forsyth County report. This case will be cleared. All right, Exhibit N. Now, I thought the demand letter was Exhibit N, but this is Detective Natalie Fields. Okay, this is her phone interview with Olivia. And what is the motorcycle blacked out in the picture, or what's in the picture? Okay, on August 27th, 2022, I spoke with Olivia Washington in regards to her 2021 Harley Davidson, which was seized during search warrant 030256. Washington had reported the bike stolen in Chambly. In Chambly. I stated to Washington that I had her bike at the Roswell Police Department. Washington stated that Williams said he wanted to borrow her bike on May 5th, 2022 to save on gas, but never returned it. Washington stated she had been trying to call him, but he was not responding to her. He was not responding because he was incarcerated. Washington stated that she had sent a demand letter to his last known address of, I'm guessing that's Bent Creek Manor. I asked Washington how she met Williams, and she stated that she met him at Starbucks in October of 2022. She was working in Uber Eats, and he opened the door for her. Okay, this kind of repeats the same information about how Washington met Williams at a Starbucks in October 2022 when she was working for Uber Eats, and he opened the door for her. Williams started having a conversation with her, and they exchanged phone numbers. Just friends, no relationship. Washington was in a living situation, and Williams let her live in one of his ambulances. Washington was trying to get in touch with him as the tag was expired. I asked Washington what Williams wanted to speak with her about, and she stated that he wanted to understand what she did as he could make her more money. What do you know? Williams offered Washington to work with him at his security company, but Washington said no. Washington said she was working in security for other people as well as driving school buses. Oh, wow, she had 3 jobs. I asked Washington how she was paying for the bike, and she stated that she was paying the monthly payments as well as the insurance. Washington stated that he did help her with the $4,500 down payment. Sound familiar, y'all? Same dealership as Regina's. He also helped her put a down payment on a motorcycle. It's a pattern, Nesto. It's a pattern. I asked Washington, okay, so he helped her put the $4,500 down payment, but she was paying him back. I asked Washington if she knew of Regina Delaney, and she stated that Williams told her she was incarcerated and had kids. Well, how'd that come up? Washington asked if Delaney's bike was black, and I said yes. She stated that she had seen the bike on his truck. Oh, wow. Wow. So he told, okay. Oh, boy. He told Olivia about Regina being locked up. Oh, my God. She stated that she had seen the bike on his truck. Washington also told me that Delaney had a Can-Am that she had crashed. For those of you that have not seen that video, Regina Delaney is another victim of Nesto's. I will link the video either in the description or place it at the end of this video so you can see what he did to Regina Delaney, allegedly. Washington stated that Williams had Washington drive the F-350 with the black bike over to Williams' home. Washington stated Williams had multiple vehicles, according to Washington, a lot of police-type cars. Washington said Williams asked Washington for her social security number and driver's license number on May 6, 2022, because he was going to get her a trailer for her bike, which he would in turn steal. That's not on the report, y'all. I'm just adding that myself. There's some stuff that's blacked out here. I don't know what it is. Washington also stated that Williams would ask her to Zelle money to the girls and was never reimbursed. Washington was helping Williams with moving cars and met the girls, but she believed Williams was just her friend. Whose friend? Washington did file a police report with Chambly at first, but then later went to Forsyth and filed a report. Okay, let me look at that part again. There's some typos on this report, Miss Detective Natalie Fields, because I knew Chambly was an investigator or police officer, but you said in Chambly earlier, and now you're saying with Chambly. She filed a report with Chambly, who's a person, not a place. And then something else here. Washington was helping Williams with moving cars and met the girls, but she believed Williams was just her friend. But she believed Williams was just whose friend? There were a lot of things blacked out on that report, so we could be missing something. Seems like we're missing some details there. So y'all do see the similarities between Olivia and Regina's situations, where Nesto basically tried to punk them for their motorcycles. He helped them get the motorcycle from the same motorcycle place and then tried to punk them for their bikes. I'm wondering if Regina met or knew Shirley Strawberry as well. And if Olivia didn't have a romantic relationship with Nesto and she didn't want to work for him, why would she allow him to go in on a motorcycle with her and help her get out of this domestic violence situation? And if Detective Fields reached out to Shirley early on, since the vehicle was registered in her name, then did Officer Fields have the conversation with Shirley that, hey, this F-350 is in your name? What did Shirley say? It is? Or did she just say, yeah, I know? Please drop down in the comments and let me know what you think. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye. This is what I have for Nesto. I got this for Nesto right here. Uh.